Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode and potentially the final episode of this hard mode series in Worldwide Rush. I have found all different types of challenges in this series and one of the biggest ones is inflation. I found the opposition a lot easier because inflation was a lot higher, which controlled everybody from expanding, but I did it just right and I've created one of the most valuable companies the game has ever seen. Today should be the final episode. I'm going to claim victory by finally owning every single share in my company, which means one thing only. Actually, no, it means two things. I either buy the share for 90 billion. Yeah, I don't really have that type of money right now. Or the other option is, and quite frankly, the more fun option, is to buy out my rival that has been my rival since day one in the UK of the United Kingdom Transit Company. And I prefer that option. I like to have the satisfaction of owning my day one competitor. All the way back from episode 1, boys, we fought over the UK, and they still have Southampton for all this time. And I've still not kind of got over the fact that they bought that hub out from me, turned it into their main hub, and made it impossible for me to do anything with it. So if you have enjoyed this series, boys, enjoyed Worldwide Rush, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new, so you get notified what comes next once this series has ended. So, let's get to grips then. Now, in the past, when we brought out the Cloud Netherlands and in the last episode, the France fleet, I started buying out all their hubs, slowly devaluing, earning money from them, and then buying their shares. We might do the opposite approach this time round for United Kingdom. I might just allow them to continue, so then when I do buy them out, I gain all their assets rather than slowly buying their assets. Because their share price is a lot cheaper than the previous companies because they own less shares in me. So I'm going to buy this first one here. Now, the idea first would be is to own half of it, well, more than half, so I can control the dividend price. So right now, in terms of money, I'm earning 5 million from dividends, but I'm paying out nearly 400 in dividends because they own that one share in me. Because I'm a very, very high profitable company. So let's wait for this month to end and let's see what that then does. So from that point then, if I go to my finances, I earned 10 million from dividends, but I paid out 86 million. So I'm still paying out more than I'm earning. Now, there will be a cancellation at some point once they start earning money from dividends from me. They're giving it straight back to me. It's going to be a vicious cycle at some point. But to be able to buy the next share, I need 13 billion. Now, I could be quite hostile on this and do what we've done in the past, and that is sell all vehicles. Basically, liquidate the company as much as we can. So if I sold all vehicles under 10% efficiency, I get 11 billion back, which is not enough to buy them out because as I get cash rich, their share price goes up. But I'm able to buy it still. So boom, I now own 3. And that would mean technically I made a loss that month. So does that mean I don't pay out any dividends? I'm sure they'll still find a way to take some money from me, right? I'm sure they'll still find a way. So I had an income in nothing in dividends. So it means the United Kingdom Transit Company didn't make a profit. But I paid out 63 million in dividends, which is still not ideal. Now, it comes to a point where it does get a little bit more difficult to now start buying their shares out. So I'm wondering if I should start selling shares in the other companies that I own, just so I can claim my 100% ownership. Now, to sell that, right, we're going to get 900 million. Okay, to sell the Ethiopian share right now, we can get nearly 800 million. The Siberian one, it's not really a lot there to kind of grab, but we'll sell it anyway. It all counts. It all legit counts. And then we own the Moroccan group over here, which selling these shares should give me quite a nice chunk of change Very well. And then before this month ends, let's see if I can now sell a few more vehicles below 10% efficiency. It still doesn't give me what I need. So we're going to have to kind of go up to the next level in terms of efficiency. So in terms of buying them out now, we need 15 billion. Billy with a B. Damn. That's kind of wild and crazy, isn't it? So let's up it to 15% efficiency. We get a little bit more money back right there. Still not enough. 20% efficiency gives me an extra 2. Is that enough now to buy that one additional share? It is. So I now own half of their company. Okay. I need to buy one more share to be able to control the dividend for 100% payout. And then that's where the vicious dividend cycle then continues. I earn some, they get it. They earn some, I get it. It then pretty much cancels each one of us then out. So in terms of income from dividends, I got 4 million. But in terms of expenses, 40 million went out the door. Yikes. Okay. So I'm going to leave it for a minute so we can build up some additional revenue before we decide to kind of start liquidating it a little bit more from that. We're going to take a look at the biggest cities in the game. Now, the biggest cities in the game, I should be, and I pretty much do have everything from there. Did I eventually create that hub in Calais? I did, and that's now also making me money. Right, we've got Dundalk, we've got Dublin, Eindhoven in the Netherlands. Did we have a hub here? We did. It's set to expand, so that's pretty good. We're just making sure that we've got hubs in the biggest cities. Cologne, we do. Because the biggest city is going to have the most transit, and obviously that's where we can make the most amount of cash. Now let's go down a bit to some kind of like obscure places that I'm probably not really taking advantage of. Rotterdam. We do have one in Rotterdam, which is all good. A lot of these countries we've worked with in the last few episodes, so it kind of makes sense. Is there any kind of cities that I know I've done nothing with? Like Bergen in Norway. We actually don't own the ability to buy that out just yet. So can't really do much about that. Now, the previous month just then, I would have paid out quite a high dividend because I made quite a high profit. But no dividend payments coming in, which shows me that the UK transit company is either spending all their profits to expand or they're losing money. I think they're selling their profits to expand, which is then making them not make a profit. Interesting. Very interesting, boys. So 50 million to buy. It's very vital that we get this next dividend payment. So let me sell all my vehicles under 20% efficiency. It's not good enough. Okay, it's not good enough. I gotta make sure that I spend that money before the month ends. Otherwise, they'll get money from it from a dividend payment. Because it's classed as me making quite a large amount of profit. Right, it's all changed back now to 100. So let me reduce this to first 20, which is only a handful of vehicles. Right. To not have them allow me to, basically, for them not to get that dividend payment, I'm going to have to try and sell a lot of efficient vehicles. This might backfire slightly on me. Wait, is this all just ships? Hold on. Filter. Was it just all my ships? I think it might have been, right? Right, 33% efficiency. This is actually now selling pretty decent vehicles. And I don't agree with this. I really don't agree with this. Because now their share price is a little bit too high for me. But I'm only going to do this now because it's going to allow me to control the dividend payment. That's all it's going to do. It's all it's going to do is allow me to control that dividend payment, which is more important than anything else. Boom. Give me 100%, please. 100%. Now, they're not going to be happy. Because it means now any profit that they then make by the end of the month is instantly being paid out as a dividend. So it hinders their growth. It actually hurts them. So for them to expand and grow, they have to spend existing money, not money from profit. Although they can spend the profit before the month ends, but I don't know how strategic this AI is going to be. Their bank balance right now is minus 600 million, so they're going to have to start liquidating to get some additional cash. Now, they're getting dividend payments here, as you can see, of 91 million. Haven't paid anything out because they're technically not making a profit. So all we've got to hope for right now that this is devaluing their company dramatically. So to buy a share, it's 16.8 million. Remember that, 16.8. Their bank balance is not looking great. So I wonder if their income will be from selling more vehicles. So they're getting grant money coming in. They've earned some money from selling vehicles, but it's not enough for them to do anything. So 16.8 becomes 16.9. Oh, do you know what? They're hanging on. They're restructuring their finances right now, and they're hanging on. And they're doing it very strategically, where they're not making profit and still increasing their value, and then not having to pay me any type of dividend. But also, their value's tied into the one share they own of me, so as I keep increasing my own value, their value is going to go up. Now, they're almost about to start making profit because they're going to be out of the negative. Still no dividend payments yet, but once they start doing it, it's going straight into my bank. Once they do, they get me paid. Yay. Right, which could be on this next month. So they're officially in the green, which means they're now making profit, which unfortunately for them means they've got to pay out a dividend, which they've just paid out nearly 90 million for dividend, but they've just bought or spent something in the region of nearly $1 billion for expenses. What are they playing at right now? I don't know what they're playing at, but they're going for a massive restructure. They really are. Now, in that process, we are slowly also growing our fleet of vehicles, which is really, really, really handy. But I gotta kind of give it some time before we see what's going down. Right, expenses and dividends, still nothing yet because obviously they're now back into the debt. And 17 billion right now to kind of buy that out. So just out of curiosity, I wonder if I was to sell all my 37% less efficiency, I'll get 13. Oh, that's enough to buy another share. Again, I don't like doing it like this, but I'm liquidating to buy out my biggest competitor. I own 3/3 of the company. Let that sink in right there. Surely that's going to hurt them. Surely that's going to hurt them right now. I want to see what happens on this next month with their finances. So, expenses, no dividend payments yet. They are in large amounts of debts. I mean, they can still make a profit while being in debt. But the fact that they're now panicking. You can tell they're panicking because they keep going into debt. They're trying to borrow. They're trying to refinance. They're trying to do all crazy stuff. They're selling up, large expenses. Everything that they can do right now, they're trying to restructure. We've got them on the ropes. But these last two shares are going to be the hardest to buy. So I think we just leave them for a minute. Okay, we're going to leave them for a minute. To buy a share right now is 18.3 million. So let's see if I can do anything around the world that would warrant me being able, right, to earn a few pennies, just put a little bit more profit in my bank account, just to, be able to buy that last few shares. Now, we've got Australia, which is great. We've got New Zealand down there. We've got a bit of South America. Very good, very good. And this company that we're kind of going for right now has the trust in all of these Eastern European, down into the Middle East, a bit of North Africa. They have Greenland, they have Iceland. I could fight against them, but that's kind of doing it in the wrong way. So let's take a look at some smaller companies, just for the sake of it. Let's have a little bit of fun right now. So we've got India Air right now. What's going on with India Air? They're based here. And they have no vehicles. Right. I wonder if I can make them make me money by reigniting them, if that makes sense. So I buy everything. I then take no dividends. I then sell it to expand the company. And what I've got to do is I've got to try and increase. So no one's really going here. Can I buy a hub? Yes. I've got to increase maybe that town. So that town wants to go to Jeddah and Medina. Which Jeddah's just there. Where's Medina? Just there. Oh, I just bought it in Medina, didn't I? Yeah. Right, so if I create just a little route going back and forth, it might spark a bit of interest. Build the rails. In that company coming back to life. Hold on. Have I got... Did I not add a city on? Wait, what is this? Get rid of you. I think I might have deleted the city in accident. Right, select vehicle. Train. Build the rails. Yeah, I think I might have pressed an X on accident. Right, back and forth then. Which instantly gives the trust, but I'm not going to buy the hub. I'm just sparking the bit of growth. Is what I'm doing. I'm just sparking the bit of growth. So, hopefully this now levels up that city. Gives them a few more options, so that company, once they get their additional payments coming, they've got money. Oh, have they just created a train? Oh, no, that's my train, isn't it? I'm just waiting for them to do something. That's all we're doing, is we're waiting for them to have that new lease of life. Just a bit of funsies, right? Just a bit of funsies. And I might do that for Arabian cruises. So they don't seem to have that. They only got 3 vehicles. So let me see what I can do here. So this might cost me a couple of billion right now to buy them out. Manage a company. Take nothing and allow them to merge. So no profits going anywhere. Allow them to merge. Allow them to do what they need to do. So that's 2 interesting companies. We'll see if we can actually get them to grow in the background. Right. What is the other company now saying, by the way? That we're trying to buy out. Their shares are now 8. Okay, the shares have gone down from 19 billion to 18.5. What's going on with their finances? So they're still in large amounts of debt, which is never a good thing. It's never a good thing, boys. I'll wait for this month to end now. Okay, so they would have made some profit, but not enough to even pay out a dividend, which is crazy. So buy that 18.7. So if I sold my inefficient vehicles, 12 plus 5, it's almost in the ballpark. So I'm going to sell up to 40%. That should now be enough to buy at least 1 share. So I'm now 1 share away from taking over that company. Damn! Now, granted, I could save the money to buy the share instead of buying the company, but at this point now, it's just easier to buy the other company. Right, did they do it? Did they do it, boys? They have still not yet chosen. Now, it's India Air, so I think, right, they're wanting to fly planes. So, is it possible for us to grow this enough to... Wait, hold on. Can I get Jeddah? Right, where's my train going back and forth here? Oh, I would have deleted it. I would have deleted it in that thing, wouldn't I? Yeah. Right, hold on. Let me do a train route again. I just realized I would have deleted it. And create, so we got a nice little cycle on the go. Has that train been deleted instantly? Right, you know what? We're getting rid of the hub manager. I think I just deleted it and didn't need to. We're getting rid of the hub manager. Toggle the cycle. There we go. There we go. Okay. That will get back onto this growing. Back to normal. Very good. And then we will throw in there to there a small little plane route. So we'll do something like this. Build rails? Wait, what have I done? No. Oh, no. Sorry, I thought right, there we go. Huh? Right, hold on. There to there to there. How is that on a 30-hour flight? Someone explain to me how flying from there to there is 30 hours at 4,000 kilometers. Someone explain that to me. Because I don't quite know what's going on there. I don't quite know what's going on there, boys. Right. That's slightly thrown me off. That really has slightly thrown me off right now. So. There. There. And then back. Toggle cycle. We're going to do trains here. Is that toggled as a cycle? Yes. Build rails. All good. All good. Create. Right, I've got an idea here. I'm spending all this money to grow, to have that, give that company the idea to grow. So I'm going to buy out this hub. All this, so I can go from there to there via ships. Because the idea is if I can get that city there to want to go further distance, it might then create that India Air company to then create the plane. Because I think they're trying to default to planes. I could be wrong on that. But I think that's what they're trying to do. I should have made this a cycle, shouldn't I? Is what I should have done. Now, while this all happens, I am earning money in the background, which is going to allow me to buy that final share. But let me just see what I can do here, because this might be an interesting experiment. Right, that should then level up on the next month, and then give us an additional destination. So I'm just seeing who's working around here and what I could potentially buy out. Right, I don't want to do anything just yet, but let's just see what this next destination is. It's then there. So if I went bam, 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 toggle cycle, ships. There we go. And that should level up a bit more as well. And then give us more destinations. But there's nothing international at the moment, is there? Now, I've just bought the hub on accident. I didn't mean to. So all that hard work was for nothing. Because I've just accidentally bought the hub. I'm an absolute idiot right now. So now where are they? They're based over here in the USA. Oh, actually, that's actually done wonders. So me doing that has now sparked them to now actually start flying planes. Okay, so it worked out in the end. Okay, it worked out in the end. Right, ignore me. Ignore me. Right, okay, so let's see what I can do here. So to buy a share is 18 million, 17.7. They're getting more and more devalued. Wow. So they've paid out a dividend. I mean, they got paid a dividend, but they're paying out a dividend, might I add. So that's working in our favor. Look at the amount of planes right now going back and forth between, where is that? Sheffield and Amsterdam. Look at the line of planes just flying back and forth. Holy smokes, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous, isn't it? It really is. Right, is it still 17? It's back up to 18 right now. It's all dependent on when stuff gets sold. So, I know we haven't owned those two companies for long enough. But the one company I could liquidate, not really for that much. And they did cost me an arm and a leg to buy. They really did. And they don't seem to really have the momentum to want to grow. Interesting. I wonder if I can do a better job. If I merge the company that was operating here, and then I threw a hub manager on to expand, give them a load of cash, upgrade a few times. That'll go a little bit crazier in this region. So those 3 cities that we would have got out of this. Try and get them to do a little bit more expansions. So vehicles are on that one. No vehicles just yet. But, you know, we could definitely start doing something there, so it's not all for no reason. What about that India Air then? I feel like these guys could start doing pretty well. So they've got 23 vehicles now at this point, so that'll just keep increasing in value. That's amazing. I wish we could inject money into companies. That would be pretty good. Right, oh, what happened there? Let's see then this final share, 17.8. So if I pause and take a look at all vehicles under 40% efficiency, I'll get 10, which is 17. 18, actually. 18. That's 18.4. Right, let it run a little bit further. Because I'm earning a little bit of dollar bills. So pause again. Sell you. Are you ready, boys? I now own the shares. I don't know what's going to be more satisfying. The fact that I can now merge the company for 412 vehicles, and I own 100% of my own shares at that point, or you're joking me. After all of that, I can actually buy the hub without buying the company out. I was going to say, what's more satisfying, owning all my shares or the fact that we get to buy Southampton back? But they've liquidated so much to survive that I've naturally just gained trust in Southampton. Anyway, I'm going to merge them anyway. Because I also am going to own all their shares. So merge the company. Bam. Southampton becomes mine. Very good. I now own everything in the UK. I own a lot of countries now, as you can see, because we've just merged the United Kingdom Transit Company. But in doing so, I gain all the shares from all the other companies that the United Kingdom Transit owned. Mozambique Solutions right now, a company down here, which has got I think they got, is that 2 countries that got that right there, or is it the same company using the same logos? I could just then buy that little share and then merge you. And I gained 2 additional countries just like that. Very nice. American transit right now with 150 vehicles. We could go on a buying spree, but I don't need to. I don't need to at this point. So India Air is just something that will just tick along nicely for me in the background. They are increasing in value, and then once the iron's ready to strike, we can sell them and get all our money back. Not bad. But I now own all of my shares. Look at that. Look at that message right there. All shares are owned by a single company. Which means I don't have to pay out any dividends. No one's getting them. All the money is now mine. So my company value, you can see my company value skyrocketing ever since I owned all the shares. And that's it. No unnecessary payouts. It's all operational profit. It's what we like to see, boys. It's what we like to see. So I ain't worried about all the other companies because they mean nothing to me at this point. There is no way in this world that they can compete on my level. Because if they try and create a route to somewhere in Europe, I'm instantly overwhelming them. It's too much to even handle. Don't even bother at this point. The biggest city in the game right now is... Hold on, boys. It is Lancaster. Oh, it's joint Lancaster and Liverpool. Joint Lancaster and Liverpool. That's interesting for that there. The biggest cities. It really is interesting. Now, I wonder what changes. Now, because we've got now stupid amounts of money, what would happen if I built a train line between these two? Now, could I make it a little bit cheaper? I don't think I can, but I've got the money to do stupid stuff now. So if I built that, how quickly before we start seeing them using it? Is the question. When will they realize that this is now an option to get into Ireland? Rather than going up to the Belfast route. Not too sure. I could have also accompanied it with a road, which is half the price, so we'll build that. There we go. Now they're using it. All the road vehicles are using it first. We are yet to see any trains use it. But that becomes a lot more glorious. Now, do I do one from there to there? That will cost me even more money. Maybe we hold fire a little bit there. Now, is there anywhere else we can kind of do cool stuff like that just for the funsies? Oh, they actually built a bridge to Sicily, though. They can't do that in real life, but we've done it in the game. Oh, no one owns Tunisia or has a hub here? Let me change that. Let me change that right now and gain instant trust in Tunisia. Right. I feel like a bridge in the gap here is a good idea. Create train tracks as well. Super expensive. And let's put a hub on this. And then see what comes of that. We've got the trust in Tunisia now. That's now all mine. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Right, there we are. I've built the bridge for them so they can just connect up train lines and it's completely fine. I'll allow them to do the rest of the work. But doing cool things like that is pretty good. Gibraltar's already got the connection over, which is fine. Any trains on that route yet? I think they're all kind of like hard-coded into like their routes already. You're just not going to see anything new arise. Now, what about from... Oh. Now, this is stupid, okay? This is going to be stupid. This is obviously going to be a stupid run. But I'm creating it. And I want to see how busy this becomes. Because this could link up. So create the road. Like that. That could create some links. That could create some links. And we'll see. I'm just doing weird stuff right now for the funsies. So where else does it make a little bit of sense? I mean, none of it makes sense. I don't know why I even said that. None of it makes sense. But let me drop in some hubs here. So let them go crazy there. Let them go crazy there. Give them options. I think we need to, like, grow these areas for them to make sense. Oh, there's a vehicle going straight over. Did you see that? Did you see that vehicle then? So I feel like these areas have not been worked with, so they've got no need for anything to happen. Have they run out of money here? Yes. Right, now we're back in business. Now we're back in business, boys. Right, a couple of vehicles now using bridges. Okay, maybe not here, but they're on the way down here. And it gives them the idea. Right, hilarious. Hilarious. Now, a lot of them are using the channel crossing there, but what if I did one from here into Poole? I mean, we might as well, just for the fun of it. So I'm trying to see what's the... That's the cheaper option. So by that logic, we go from here. Let's just say to Southampton. And create. So we've gone the road route, but let's also build a train line. And it's instantly being used. I can get rid of this purple thing right now. I don't need to view that. It's instantly being used straight away. So I'm shortening distances from existing routes. Imagine that in real life. We could think of that as being tunnels, couldn't we? And it makes me want to do one from there to there now. But, how many is too many? You know what I mean? How many is too many at this point? Right, are they using this more down here? I won't say they are, but it's not really a built-up area. Right, let's look at the USA. Is there anything we could do in the USA? It feels very quiet, doesn't it, now? The transit feels very quiet in the USA. And I would put that down because they haven't got the investment to go a bit crazier. We've bought them all out, allowed them to maintain or expand, but I think expanding is what they needed to do. But no other company can infiltrate it, so you're just not going to see any of the crazy numbers. So it does feel pretty quiet around the world, apart from Europe. Oh, it feels really quiet around the world. Right, let's create drama around here. Let's create some drama. So what if I did a road from Shanghai to here? Right, we'll see if we can cut some money out of this. Right, this is ridiculous. And then we do a road from here to there. Right, trying to reduce the price of it as much as we can. Who's going to use that? That is a direct road from China to Japan via South Korea. hilarious, right? That's hilarious. But I don't know how often that would get used. It doesn't even benefit my company. That's the crazy part about it right now. You can do all kinds of weird stuff. But it's starting to get picked up by a couple of vehicles. But they're mainly using all ships around here anyway, so you're not going to see much innovation. Which is a shame, really. Because it would have been quite fun to see it all happen. The demand in the cities have now been lost. You know what I mean? They've all now been lost. They're running out of money to expand. They can't keep it all alive, but you need more cities to have hubs. It's what we found when we started working with this side of Spain and Portugal. But there's not a lot you can do. There's not a lot. Anyway, guys, I think now is the best time to end all of this. Now is the best time. We've had some fun. We've done some shenanigans. And I've got the #1 company, baby. These routes are really weird. But it's all funny at the same time. It really is. How is the India Air Company now doing? Wow, they've actually quadrupled in value. They're based in the USA, so this might be the company that slowly expands throughout the US to take it over. Very interesting, boys. Very interesting right now, but it is very quiet. When you zoom out, all of the transit is happening in Europe. No wonder. No wonder. It's just too expensive to create a company. So before we end it then, what is inflation? Inflation is at 898%, as you can see down here. So you're almost paying 900% on top of the original value of buying stuff. So if I wanted to buy a vehicle for a route, a simple road vehicle. Can we not see the road vehicles? Hold on, hold on. Oh, right, I'm gonna have to create a quick route again, aren't I? Right. Wait, bam. The cheapest road vehicle is 5 million big ones after a 900% increase on the inflation price. I mean, I get a 30% discount, but it means nothing at this point. Boys, we have claimed ultimate dominance. It is all ours. And on that note, we will see you all soon. So, goodbye.